Hello, I'm back to continue in this discussion on how the narcissist views sexuality. So, as I said, eventually the crisis will go by, and the sexual activities of the narcissist all of a sudden will wane. They will get lesser and lesser and lesser and less frequent. The narcissist will tend to become a little bit more reclusive and calm within himself. He become very involved in other things, might take on a new job, a new project, anything to divert his attention from any type of physical needs or any type of physical activities, which means whoever he was sexually involved with is going to lose out because all of a sudden the narcissist is not interested in that anymore. So he gains his narcissistic supply through the new endeavors that he's decided to take on. Again, I experienced this towards the end of my own relationship with a male narcissist, in which the sexuality just pretty much was not there anymore. He was a workaholic. He got more involved in some of the projects that he was working on through his job, and there was not any sexuality, it was also absent emotionalism, absent touch, absent kind words. Just pretty much two ships that passed in the night and two coexisting people. So there was no connection there anymore. It was gone. The narcissist prefers weird sexuality. So very often narcissists are involved in porn rather than healthy sexual encounters. They are also very self-centered and self-seeking. So there may be sexual deviation in the form of what I would call sinful sex with oneself. I don't want to get into any of the details of that. It's a very controversial issue, but I will just say that the narcissist is somebody that they call it autoeroticism, which means he derives more enjoyment out of just going through the act with himself instead of being with a partner. And this includes people that are married at times, especially if you just had a situation where you narcissistically injured that narcissistic partner of yours. The thing is with the pornography industry and the things that the narcissist gravitates towards, they are very often a phony and false replica of a real sexual relationship. So the interest in it does not stay because the narcissist becomes bored very easily, which he gets bored with pretty much everything and everyone anyways. It's very hard to keep a narcissist content and interested in anything. They're very, very quick to become bored and restless. So it is with the sexual encounters. So basically, he has to find a real sexual thing eventually. And because he's in a relationship often with a spouse or a girlfriend that seems to be doing his bidding and he's enjoying that fact, he can't really tell that person, oh, I'm into some of these really weird things, because he has this fear, I guess you would call it that that person will leave them sooner than warranted. He knows eventually people leave him, but if he were to reveal some of his fetishes, some of his weird ideas about sexuality, he knows that he would lose that partner a lot quicker. So he stays with that partner and does not reveal a lot of these things. He knows that if he stays with that wife or that girlfriend, or in the other case, a boyfriend or a husband, that person is not as likely to leave him or hurt him or harm him or narcissistically injure him as deeply as one of those partners that he's been having a fling with. Because if you know anything about illicit relationships, those can become very volatile. Whereas if you're in a marriage type situation or a monogamous relationship, there's a certain sense of security, even in a narcissist, because they've been there with that person on a longer term basis. They know that person inside and out. These other liaisons that the narcissist has been involved in are not quite as sure a thing, even for him or her. So, and he also figures that when he would engage with people sexually outside of his relationship that might be into the same odd fetish as he is, As much as that type of lifestyle yields a lot of unfaithfulness, he suspects that that partner would eventually leave him and become unfaithful and not be supplying on a regular basis. So stay tuned. I will continue on this subject of how the narcissist